these are just some of the things that I learned with the fundraising. You know, first I went on to set up my party and I'm like, where's Tupper Connect? And so I asked Sarah, I called Tupperware and I'm like, oh, it's not available right now. Great, okay, so how are we gonna do this? Because the one host I had is in a rural area. So my host, I'm thinking people can just go order it, it can be delivered to them, even though you do pay shipping when you have it direct shipped with a fundraiser. She's got a lot of people in a lot of different areas. So the way that I did it, I used social media, so I used Facebook, and I was just available. I made sure that if I got a message on Facebook, I put out my phone number, they could text me, they could call me. We took care of everything over the phone or on Facebook. Credit card numbers, they would just call me and give me their credit card number over the phone because we don't want that in the cyberspace world. But you can use your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, your Snapchat, anything you do, just gear it toward the audience that you have. And we had a lot of success with the Facebook party. My host, I sent her catalogs, I sent her the order forms, write out those instructions. You know, as people that do this all the time, we sometimes forget the little details like, oh yeah, this is, you know, this is a little different, so we have to do this. So you have to write very specific instructions for your hosts. And she was able to get orders then. So she would call me and let me know what all the orders were and everything else. One of the things I did, like I said, we couldn't use Tupper Connect, so for a fundraiser there was no direct shipping option. To help out, I charged just I think like $7, because that's about what it costs to ship something. And I just had it delivered to me and then I reboxed it. I don't know if anyone else has a huge stash of Tupperware boxes. So I just, you know, repackaged them and shipped them out. Or some went to the host so that if she was going to see them. It's all about the communication and talking to the host and making sure that she knows who has what and what's going on. As soon as I shipped everything out, I let her know everything is out, it's on its way, so your orders should all be filled now. Another thing I did, because it was a bit of an inconvenience, and what I have heard a lot is, well, this is all I have for fundraiser items. Well, can I buy anything on the regular catalog and still participate in the fundraiser? I personally did a donation off of the regular catalog, off of my income from it. So I mean, whether it's 5%, 10%, whatever you want to do, whatever you're comfortable with, I felt like it was a good service, especially because we didn't have that online link. But you could set up an online link on the regular parties. So you're still able to get them to order that, and then maybe they'll add something from the fundraiser as well that would be shipped separately. If that makes sense. Questions or any other suggestions? Maybe I missed something. Yeah.
So when you did the social media or whatever,
Yep.
Did you create a group?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Created, or an event. I created an event.
Okay.
So it was Annika's fundraiser. And Annika's the girl that's going to Washington, D.C. for choir next spring. So it was Annika's fundraiser, and then I made, of course, the host was a responsibility on the party, so then she could go out there and invite everyone. And then, of course, I invited people just randomly that I knew that might be interested in getting Tupperware things. So, like Sarah said, you know, the holidays are here. We're in that time where people are looking at gifts, they're looking at donations. One of the biggest things that you can always get Tupperware for is like the domestic violence shelters. You can suggest that to people. You could do a fundraiser of your own and just tell people, hey, if you purchase anything out of the fundraiser catalog, these items are going to go to the shelter. And you could give the cash, you could give the items, or they get the items, however you want to do it. Fundraising is really great because you can play with it.
You said you took credit cards. Did you use a Square so that you could process them?
Yes. Yep, I use Square. If you don't use Square, I suggest it. It's free. Unless you have to manually type it in, then there's a charge there. But I use it. So I did take checks too. I let them just mail me a check.
Did you just make copies from online? Cause I know I was looking,
Yes.
someone was asking, and we can't order the books anymore, can we?
No, nope, so I just printed out color copies and sent them to my hostess.
Okay.
And then I did a screenshot and I was able to put them on the Facebook event.
Okay.
And then I was even at, I was doing a small party. I pulled it up on my tablet and just had it so they could just look at it right on my tablet. Yeah. Any other questions, or like I said, maybe some of you have some ideas. Has anyone done any fundraisers yet this year or this fall? Okay. So those are the tips that I have for it. Again, I took checks, I did Square. It seems to work pretty well.